Hello, what's up? Welcome to the Connect Zone, where we get to navigate the shifts of life with God's Word. My name is Guma Albert. I'm your host and very excited you are tuned in right here on the Connect Zone, Spirit TV. Thank you so much for tuning in and being part of the show today. If you just tuned in right now, do you know what? Do yourself, your friends a favor and call them. Let them know that we are right on right now and they can tune in and have an amazing conversation with us. If you just joined us and it's your very first time for joining us, this is the Connect Zone and we are glad that we can have you in the family today. We always have amazing conversation and today we're going to have one of those conversations that I know that have been going around now that we're having students going back to school. It's a conversation that is going around and so we thought it wise to have one of the students that we have walked life together with around here at United Faith Chapel, UDM University Discipleship Movement, where we get to disciple and get to interact and learn God's word together. We thought we should have the same conversation with these university students to let us know and give us a perspective and give us a student's perspective to what they have encountered during this lockdown, after the lockdown, post lockdown, the skills they have gained, what frustrated them, how were they able to deal with it, and how have they been able to cope up. And this has been happening all over the world, and so we thought we can have this conversation together. So please, if you're watching right now, you can go and check us out on our different Facebook platform to join the conversation. On our different media platforms to join the conversation. Facebook Connect Zone, YouTube itself. You can just join in Twitter and Instagram so we can have this conversation together. Ladies and gentlemen, with me right now I'll allow them to introduce themselves, and then we can dive right into it.
Hello everyone, my name is Jules Kabeja. I'm a gospel artist and I'm also a law student at Kampala International University and I fellowship at United Faith Chapel. I'm happy to be here today and I hope we have a great time together today.
It's good to have you, Jules.
Yeah.
All right, and then the man left. Is this left? Right? Yeah, am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Nachimara Paul Priscilla. I'm a law student at Kampala International University and I fellowship here at United Faith Chapel.
Yeah, it's good to have you guys here on the Connect Zone.
Thank you.
Have you guys been watching the Connect Zone? Have you watched a Connect Zone video before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How was it for you? The very first time you watched it?
The first time I watched it, I think it was ODM and you that was speaking. I don't remember the topic, but I remember watching it and then I kept scrolling through the others, like to just see, what have these guys been talking about all this time? Yeah.
All right. Choose.
Yeah.
Yo.
I've always followed Connect Zone and I have to say that it has been inspirational. I've learned a lot of stuff from Connect Zone and it has helped me somehow build my spiritual life and other aspects of my life. Yeah.
All right, if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Connect Zone where we get to navigate the shifts of life with God's Word. We want to have a conversation. Choose your law student. I don't know which year are you now?
Third year.
Third year. And Paul?
Third year.
Third year.
Yeah.
So we have your law student as well, or?
A law student.
Okay, so luckily, is it luckily or accidentally? We had law students. Is it a good thing or?
It's a good thing.
Because we may end up arguing. I hear law students, you guys argue.
Not arguing. We state facts.
State facts.
Yes.
So let's hear the facts that these guys have to state. Let's hear the facts that these guys have to state. This is a simple icebreaker question. Yeah, and just to get us ready for the conversation. If you are given a check right now, if you're given a check and told, let's assume a check has about 50,000. Now think very carefully because this is a lot of money. It has about $500,000. Right, $500,000 that you're given a check right now. Remember, you're a student who has not only missed out like 2 years of his school life. Or I don't know if that is true. If you've missed out 2 years of your school life, but a student who has been disrupted, and for some reason, someone handed you a check right now, $500,000. Would you continue with school, or would you decide to go and do something with the money? Let's start with Chills. What is it that you would want to do with that money?
I have two options. I either take the money and leave school or I stay in school and leave the money.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
That is tricky. But anyway, I think I would stay in school where I've reached. If it was a few years ago, I would have stopped. But now I'm almost done, so I can't stop.
Do you realize that $500,000 is a half of $1 million US?
Yes, okay. I realize.
Okay.
But I think I can still make that money. I can still make that money with the skills I have acquired at school, and then the other skills I've acquired elsewhere. I think I can make that.
So you'll leave the money and go.
Yeah, because where I've reached it is, I cannot stop when I'm almost reaching the finishing line because of money. Yeah.
Okay.
That money can get done.
Yeah.
I can come and spend it on my friends, do a couple of things and it will be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers. It's good to hear from you. Let's hear Paula.
Thinking about it, does that mean if I get that money, I completely chill school?
Yeah, you chill school and move on.
Or I can...
No, you drop out. For now, they tell you to drop out, give you $500,000 and tell you choose either to continue or
take the money. I could ask for a dead year and take the money.
don't be too fast. They are telling you to. They are telling you that when you take this money, all your years in school are trashed, and then you're given the money, and then you start. It's like you're starting over everything. So you choose either to go back to school and finish, or you take the money and do something.
I take the money.
You take the money. Why would you take the money and chill school?
Because I'm studying so that I can get money in future.
Right.
So if I can get the money right now, the same brains I'm going to use after school to make money, I have them right now. So I'll just use that money and use that brain to start something else, go into business or something, put a law firm for lawyers to come and work for me, and... So you've said something really interesting, that the reason why you're at school right now is to make money. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So people who don't go to school don't make money.
They make money, but that's like a longer route. And like this is like, you know what the program society has put for us. Go through school. When you finish school, get married. When you get married, have children. Like the proper way.
Yeah.
Of course, there are people that have gotten out of that channel and still gotten to their destination. But like this is like the shortcut to success.
So what you're saying, that there are usually shortcuts to success.
Like the right way. The right way.
Anyway, if you're just joining us right now, we're having this is a Connect Zone where we get to navigate the shifts of life with God's Word. And the simple icebreaker question, if you're watching us from Facebook, you can join in the conversation on our Facebook page and comment. Let us know if you're given $500,000, probably you're a student right now and you're watching, and you're told, we're giving you this money and you choose to drop out. You choose to drop out from school. You either take the money or you drop out from school. What would you do in that very particular situation? Paul is saying, you know what, I take the money. Me, I take the money and chill. After all, I'm in school to get the money. Chills is...
I'm saying knowledge is
lying
power.
to us.
Chill.
I'm saying knowledge is power. I rather acquire the knowledge.
So is okay. Guys, we're gonna have this conversation. It may sound a bit controversial or anything, but guys, we want us just understand this. You're saying knowledge is power.
Yes.
So knowledge is only acquired in school, in a formal way setting. You cannot acquire knowledge in any other way. You only acquire it from school.
There's some knowledge you cannot acquire outside school. Like for example, I'm an artist and I'm a law student at the same time. I'm interested in copyright law, and it is very hard for me to get that knowledge outside school. Simple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. It's good to know that. Paul, for you saying, for some reason you would, so if you're given this 500,000, right now you're a student, right?
Yes.
And I from what you're saying, I just can hear and sense that you have even a passion for business in itself, right?
Yes.
And so you're saying, for me, rather than continuing with school, I would rather go and start a business. Given that we have had this break from school as a result of the pandemic, what are some of the skills? Did you acquire any skills as you are away? Did you guys continue learning, or you kind of stopped? School was kind of put on hold and you acquired some skills. And if you did, what are some of these skills? How was it like for you?
I acquired some skills. Let me say about 2 skills particularly. The first one, I actually joined a cleaning company, and I started working for them. And during the lockdown, because school paused, the very first lockdown, school paused. We weren't in school, and you weren't like you had no job. You're home, you're seated. So you had to like get your mind to work out something.
Right.
And a friend of mine was starting a cleaning company, and I told her, why don't I join? Why don't I be your marketing, person? And she's just like, you can do that? Cool, you go for it. So to me, like, it was a cleaning company, cleaning houses and carpets and blankets and all those things, and it was a good experience for me. After lockdown, of course, that was done, because now I had school to continue with, but that was one of the skills that I got. And then also being home, like all of us were home and growing up in a Christian family, we just started up sort of like a band. And through that band, I started to learn guitar, which, of course, after lockdown, I didn't continue with. But
For some,
some time,
Yeah,
I
for some-
tried,
you
and
tried.
I can play a few songs.
Yeah, a few songs. You didn't really acquire the skill.
I didn't really.
But if
halfway.
you're given the guitar, you can strum.
I can strum.
Okay, cool.
It is called what? Strumming.
It's strumming, Chills.
Wow.
It is not playing.
It's strumming. Okay, Chills. What skills did you acquire during the lockdown?
For me, actually, the lockdown came like a blessing in disguise because I used that before school. It was very hard. Before the lockdown, it was hard for me to balance between my music and school. So the lockdown gave me a lot of time to give to my music, and I did a lot of stuff. I think I achieved a lot of stuff. On the side of skills, like for example, I organized an online concert.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that can beat the experience I got from organizing that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm now in a better position to organize bigger events in future. And then I use that time to network,
Right.
like with industry players and what. And it is also a skill because dealing with these people who are in positions of influence, power, it's not the same as dealing with normal people. So
Right.
there were very many lessons because I went wrong in many instances. Then I learned how to do it the right way, how to approach these people, how to talk to them, how to get them to do for you what you want them to do for you. So for me, basically, it helped me mainly in the music side of it.
Yeah. As I hear you guys say, these are amazing skills. And if you're just joining us right now, this is the Connect Zone, a platform where you and I can grow and reach our God-given potential. And we're having a conversation, about the post and even during the lockdown itself, the skills we acquired. How did we get affected by those by the lockdown in itself as students that we're having on the cast today? Just having a conversation around that area. Paul talked about she was able to acquire skills in many senses. One, she worked with a cleaning company. When you talked about cleaning, I thought to myself, many students, being in a student's environment, there's what we term as cool, right? Cool. So when you talk about cleaning, so they were like, I wouldn't do that. Like cleaning, why would I even join a cleaning company? For crying out, I'm a third year student, doing LLB, right? Doing LLB. What would I be doing in a cleaning company? What would I be doing trying to clean? What made you think like you can do this? Why didn't you want to come off cool and chill? Going to such a kind of a company, but you felt like let me just do it and I gain this skill.
Having grown up, my mom is a businesswoman, and one thing that she always told us is if you can get money out of something and it doesn't go against, let me say, your faith and your ethical sort of morals, then go for it. Like, if it's a cleaning company, it's not going to write itself on my forehead that Pal is a cleaner. No, I'm going to go and clean, and then you'll find me cool afterwards. Like, you won't know I even cleaned a carpet or something. And to me, as long as I can get money out of something and it's out of the proper means, then why not?
Yeah, I like the attitude. Getting money in a proper way, and I like that you put that one. Getting money in a proper way. It's cleaning. It's getting money in a proper way. It's a morally way, like a moral way that you don't have to do something immoral for you to get the money. So you thought, and someone would choose and say, me, going to clean. I would rather get this guy who has more money and hook me up with money, and then I can hook him up as well. You get? So some of them would choose to say. Some students would choose to say so, right? But for you, like, I can still work. Why not go work? It doesn't matter. Cleaning doesn't take anything away from me. Chills, and I heard you mention that you were able to network in a sense, and you were able to network with people in different spaces of influence.
Yeah.
And you said you gain skills to talk to people who are in higher authority.
Yeah.
Would you want to help us understand what are some of the skills? What are those specific ways? What are some of the words you had to use? What are some of the things you had to go through to be able to gain that, to gain that influence as well, to connect with them and learn those things?
Well, first of all, it even comes down to the means of communication. How are you trying to communicate with these people?
Right.
Now we are living in times where you have very many options.
Right.
But not all those options work in every situation. Like, for example, there are people you cannot just WhatsApp. But if you use WhatsApp, you've not communicated.
Absolutely.
And I learned that the hard way. You send someone a WhatsApp text. Some of them even open and read and they don't reply. Yet when you pick up the phone and call, they will actually react. You understand? So I came to learn that you have to understand which is the best means of communication you're going to use for a particular person, especially depending on the urgency of whatever you want to get from them, you want them to do for you, and then the language you use. There are people who are fine, of course. Now in the entertainment industry, most people act like what should I call it? Like,
if it disappears, you can just drop in an Uganda word.
Anyway, they act like the way the young generation acts, even when they are older.
Yeah.
And then there are people who are older and they still don't want to be treated like young people.
Yeah.
So the words your choice of words, which words are you using for a particular person? Are they fine with it, with being talked to in that certain way? Some people don't want to make them feel like they don't want you to make them feel so old. And then some people don't want to be made to feel so young. So anyway, I learned how to understand, first study a person, understand them before you approach them. Don't just come. Because I've seen it happening. I've seen very many young artists doing it because they have that thirst to make it, to reach there, to meet these people. So they come with a lot of aggressiveness, which is not necessary. Sometimes you have to lay back and have a strategy, how you're going to approach different people. So it was a very big lesson, which I think you can best learn out of experience.
Right.
Yeah. Even when they just tell you might not learn it.
Right.
Yeah.
People skills.
Yeah.
This is something that something that the people even go to school for.
Yeah.
People. This is like can even be a course you need. Maybe
Communication
skills,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they have to teach you these things for a while. But you get to learn it from just having to have time to go and network with these people and learn these skills yourself. Because we realize one of the things that we struggle with in Uganda, and you guys maybe probably will agree and even drop in something if you agree. We have many people who have lots of knowledge and yet practically they can't apply this very knowledge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's what we have faced. But now from what I hear is that for you, rather than just learning the communication skill in itself, you are able to put some of these, you're able to learn these skills. And right now, even as a student, you can realize that no, you know what, this is a communication skill I acquired. And it is very valuable.
Yeah.
All right, now, if you're just joining us right now, this is the Connect Zone, where we get to navigate the shifts of life with God's Word. I'm your host, Guma Albert. We're having this interesting conversation. You can join us you can join us and be part of this conversation. Send in questions. If you want, if you want to add in any other comment, you drop it in our comment section on Facebook page, and we will be able to, follow up and, get in contact with you. If you want to reach out and be part of this conversation in itself, or even come and join the mentorship groups here at United Faith Chapel. The numbers will be displayed on the screen. The numbers are displayed on the screen. You can call that number, you can WhatsApp it, and then we will allow you to join this discipleship area where you will grow and reach your God-given potential. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have talked about the skills that we acquired during the lockdown because as a result of the pandemic. But I also want to talk about the sense of now the school kept on opening and reopening, and closing, right? How did that affect you emotionally, intellectually? How did that affect you as a person? Let's start with you, Paul.
Well, to a large extent, the opening and closing. Now, first of all, law, it needs you to read a lot.
Right.
Now, it has closed. It means especially the first lockdown. It closed without hope. We didn't know when it's going to be open. So you relaxed. If you were reading, for example, me myself, I relaxed. Like my brain just, went into pause mode. And when schools opened, it was like I was fresh. Like I knew nothing.
Right.
And then it was sort of a marathon, and then school closed again.
Right.
So the opening and closing, just emotionally and physically and intellectually, it just sort of disorganized the whole cycle. because you pause and then like you give up reading, and then when you come back to school, it's a marathon. Like at some point, I felt anxiety. I felt stressed. At some point, like I would wake up and I'm like, will I even manage this course? Like, should I really continue? Because of the on and off thing.
Chills.
For me, first of all, I also got anxiety because at one point of time I felt like, you when you sit back and think, if COVID wasn't here, I would be in this year at school, I would have been done with this, and now I'm not yet done, and that really took like a toll on me. And then the opening and closing, like she has said, you could come back to school when you are just joining kindergarten. You are fresh. And now trying to cope up, like, to catch up with the speed, the what, that was really, really, really stressing. So, but I think also we needed the breaks. We needed those. It's also, especially those students. It's not good to be studying from January to December. You might run. That's how people run, man.
So she was saying that she needed a break. We needed a break, but you know what? We got lots of time to ourselves, right? And you guys can say that every time you came back to school, it's almost like you started afresh. But some people are doing these things online. I don't know if your school was one of those that you guys had to do an online. And if you are one of the people who had to do online, I know, and I don't want to mention a school, but there's a school in Uganda, someone was telling me that, my school, my university is strange, I don't want to mention the name of that university because the government may arrest me. But I just want to say that this person was telling me, the rest of the other schools they're studying online. But we're studying through text message. Our lecturers sends us this whole bunch of notes. And that's what he was calling online. When I told him, are you guys doing online? He was saying, yeah, we're doing online. And then he showed me all these text messages. And the lecturers sending them. So I don't know, for more developed countries, more civilized countries, school kind of did not close. It was like an online platform. School did continue. I don't know how, but what was your experience with online studying?
Actually, for my school, we did a little bit of online studying, and then there were also exams. But I think it was tricky for everyone doing exams. When you are in the setting where you're used to doing exams supervised, first of all, you even have like a time limit and all that. Now doing exams from home is actually, I don't know, a very different experience. And for me, it didn't work.
A good experience or a bad experience?
For me, it didn't work for me. I'm used to. I think I work better under that pressure of supervision. There's a guy,
But did you like get tempted to it's you by yourself, and remember for us, it's you by yourself. These are very hard questions. Didn't you get like some notes and said, I can as well as school?
No, you see, that is what even makes the mere fact that you have the freedom to do that is what makes that exam complicated. Because you have the questions there, and you are actually given a time limit, like a time in which you are supposed to submit. Now, when trying to fidget, looking through the notes and then retyping, if that is a method you have decided to use, you might even fail to beat the time. Because you want to put everything the way it is in the notes and put it directly there. And also trying to avoid looking in your notes is also hard. So basically, the whole situation was complicated.
It was complicated. All right, Paul.
For me, the online came in the second lockdown, and of course, when we had the online exams, they were open book first of all, but you need to have read so that you know where the things are, so that everything is not just new. Like you read and you know where to find which topic and where to find what. So that also, it was sort of a nice experience.
So you kind of, you kind of said, I'm reading, so that when the question pops, you know where exactly to go in your book.
Yes,
and open.
Exactly. But then the problem came with the marks. Our lecturers just gave us uniform marks. Like, all of you go through 50s, like 51, 58, 55. So that was like a bad experience for me. Doing the paper was a good experience because you know where things are. But then when the marks are reflected, like you aced this thing.
Because
And then
you copy.
it was open book. It was open book.
Okay.
And then you're all getting 50.
You pasted it.
So like it just didn't make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you're just joining in right now, this is the Connect Zone, a platform where you and I can grow and reach our God-given potential. We're having a conversation around this whole pandemic thing, and now people have gone back to school. Uganda has kind of reopened, right? And things are getting back to normal. Hopefully, we're praying and hoping that things will keep like that, because we hope that there won't be any other second lockdown.
No.
If there was any other second lockdown, would you want to go back to school? If you are told right now would you want to go back to school? Would you choose to go back to school?
Like, oh God, there are very many things that are at stake.
Right.
Like marriage.
Like marriage, age, menopause, like you guys. No more lockdown.
No more lockdown. But if just in case it happened, you'd probably you'd want to go and first get married, since you were on a marriage.
That would be like God's
marriage
voice to me telling me to just pause.
To first pause
that
on
you
school.
can get the degree later.
Yeah. But it's funny how, Chills, do you feel like education, does lockdown give a sense, or did it give you a shift on learning? Because one of the I was having conversations even earlier before us having this connect coming and having this show. I was having conversation with multiple students, and they were telling me, you know what, I think what the lockdown did for them is that giving them a shift to learning, putting a shift to learning in a sense. And some of them were able to understand and know that learning does not only happen in class. In a sense. Yeah? Learning does not only happen in a class. And they were able to understand that I can now teach myself. Some of them adopted, they're saying that my degree will be credited. I wish they can say my degree is YouTube degree. Credited to YouTube, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys got that kind of experience.
Yeah.
That's true.
I have friends who resorted to watching tutorials on YouTube, like to acquire certain skills, and then they became too good. I have a friend who learned music production on YouTube just because of that lockdown burn, and he has become so good at it. But he was doing a different course at campus, and he has actually reached. Now schools are open. He's confused. Like, should I pursue this? Should I continue? Because this is now self-taught, and I feel like I'm good at it. Then this school, you get bad marks. The other one, no one marks you wrong or something. You mark yourself, and you know where you have reached. So I think that effect has been there. It has been there.
How about you, Paul?
I feel like apart from the classroom environment, me personally, I've learned that acquiring knowledge or learning or studying does not only end in class, but also, outside, the people you communicate with, you can get other resource materials. Also, for example, if you're doing law, you can actually go to a law firm and you can be able to learn those hands-on skills. So,
that's absolutely true. And it's funny how it has also reshaped people's understanding and saying, you know what, maybe I was doing a very wrong course. Because I know some students after the second lockdown they came and shifted course. Have you guys had those ones?
Yes.
So what lockdown has done, maybe it could be maybe it was a blessing in disguise, or maybe it was even helping people refocus and reshape themselves in a way. For those who kind of wanted to reevaluate, personal reflections and reflect on their life, and they're like, you know what, I think I was doing law, I should probably go to theology. It sounds it sounds like God, that's why God is calling me. Did you feel you dealt with cleaning? Did you feel like you want to go to do home science or something?
No. That's me doing law. I don't want to end up in a cleaning company or something. I want to do law so that I can be a family lawyer. So and I can only get that in law. There is nowhere else I can be able to be sort of a divorce lawyer or children's rights lawyer without going through law school. So all the other things I even pursued during lockdown, they'll just be side hustles.
All right. How about you, Chills? Why did you choose to stick? You were able even to host a show on the Philadelphia show that was able to happen online. And if you guys have not checked it out, you can go and check it out on Facebook, the Philadelphia concert, right? Why didn't you now shift your focus and say, you know what, let me now pursue music in itself?
Well, for me, even before COVID, I was still doing both music and law. And it goes back to why am I doing law in the first place? I personally am doing law to understand copyright law in particular. That is my aim. I want to specialize in that.
Right.
And so I can't just quit because I haven't achieved that goal.
Right.
And the music is still also moving at its own pace, and none of the two is affecting the other.
Right.
So that's why I can't quit unless one affects the other.
Right. Amazing. We're already running out of time, but it's an amazing conversation. Thank you guys for coming on the show and being part of this conversation. Just one very last word, in brief, what do you want to say to someone out there?
I just want to encourage all the students out there, people who are going back to school, please try to concentrate. Those ones who are thinking of giving up, please don't give up. If the chance is still there to go back to school, go back, study. I've seen people who have studied even when they're older, they are so old, and they still finish. So if the chance is there, please use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
For me, one word to the people out there is, when the times get tough, you get toughest. So the pressure is on, the heat is on, there's been lockdown, but if you've been pursuing something, all you gotta do is to just keep pushing and keep pressing.
Yeah, absolutely. You heard them loud and clear. And you know what? I want to keep having these conversations, but we're already out of time. And you can follow us, and we can keep having this conversation together. Facebook, YouTube, you can subscribe, and our different media platforms, so we can keep having this conversation and helping each other. But for now, we're saying God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope that this conversation has helped you be a better person. Until next time, see you.